this video, I'm going to show you how to create a project. So projects are how you create an actual movie that you want to use. But before you can create a project, make sure that you have imported all the files that you want to work with into an event. And in the previous video, I've showed you how to create a new event, as well as how to move files between events, and also how to merge and rename the events. So make sure you have done that step, and make sure you have put in all your files and also given your event a more meaningful name. When you have all the files, then you can click on New, and for projects, you can create two different types of projects in iMovie. The first is a movie and the second is a trailer. So a movie is more flexible in the sense that there is no hard set time limit for this, and there's no predefined template that you can use. So you can create two different types of projects in iMovie. The first is a movie and the second is a trailer. So a movie can be short, it can be very long, it doesn't matter. But for a trailer, it should be a short clips of movies, not more than a minute or 2 minutes long. So trailers are more structured in a way. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a movie project, which is, you can use this for almost any kind of video that you want to create. But trailers are useful as well, so I will show you in the following videos how to create a trailer. For now, click on Movie. And what you can see here is that there are several different themes that you can use for your movies. Although all the themes here may appear like they were designed for home purposes and not for the use of a business, you can always combine different elements of the themes that you have here. Now, to get an overall idea of what the theme is about, you can just put your mouse over here and click on play. By selecting one of the default themes in iMovie, you actually have access to different types of transitions and effects, and you will not get the same transition and effects if you select a different template over here. So my advice would be to start with a template that has the effects and transitions that you like the best. For example, in the neon template here, you can see a very interesting transition. Let me just play that for you. So you can see the interesting transitions here. And if you want these transitions, then you have to create a movie based on this template. So let me start with that. And now you can give your project or your movie a name and select the event to link this project to. So make sure here you are selecting the event that contains all the files you'll be using in this movie, and then you can click on OK. Okay, and now you can see that my new movie is over here. It's called Test Movie. So to start creating stuff with this movie, I can just select the files that I want to work with. Actually, it's easier to select the individual files and drag it over here. And what you will notice is that iMovie will automatically insert titles and transitions into the videos. So let me play that from the start. Okay, so you can click on the title over here. You can edit that, and you can add more videos. Okay, and you will see iMovie has already put an ending title over here. directed by Gopala Krishnan, and they automatically get its name, of course, from the details in my Mac computer. So now you can add other stuff as well in the middle, and iMovie will automatically also add the relevant transitions that are needed for that. Okay, so now let's play this. Okay, and let's get to this stage here where you see the last transitions. So I'm going to click on stop. Alright, so what you see here is that everything is set, and you can of course edit the titles that you want, but you cannot edit certain things like the transitions. Okay, so for example, if I want to delete this transition, then I will get a message here from iMovie saying that automatic titles and transitions are turned on. As you add clips to your movie, iMovie automatically inserts titles and transitions. To add your own, you must turn this feature off. I will show you in a while how to turn that on and off. But basically what this means is that to make it easy for you, iMovie has already put in the transitions and also the opening title and the closing title. You can, however, add any title that you want over here. Just click on title, and you can see here there are special titles as I mentioned above. And you can see here, as I mentioned before, when you select the theme, for that theme there will be some special titles available. So in this theme there's a very unique opening title, there's also an ending title, and there's a middle title. So I can just choose the middle title over here, and I can continue to edit this. Alright, so let's say you want to edit the length of this title. You can just click and drag it to make it much shorter, and that will make more sense in this case. Alright, so this is one of the fastest way for you to make a video. Let's say you need to make a really simple but effective video in the next half an hour or so. You can definitely use it. You can definitely use one of the themes in iMovie, and you can create stuff really fast. But of course, in most cases, you would want to have more flexibility in terms of what transitions are used, and also the kind of titles that are used for your project. So to do that, what you can do is make sure that you go back to your event, make sure that the current project is selected, and this bar here is very important. First, it shows you the quality of your video, and if you have shared this video or produced this video into an MP4 file, you can click on this icon here and it will show you the exact location of the file that you have exported. And what I want to talk about here is the settings button. It's a very small button, most people miss this button, but this is how you can turn the automatic content on and off. So if you just want to use the transitions in this theme and the effects in this theme because you like it, but you want more flexibility, then you can turn off automatic content by unchecking the box here. Now you can actually do a lot of things that you couldn't do before. You can delete this transition, you can add a different type of transition. In fact, you can do anything you want. Now let's go back there and let's look at the other options. So here are a few other options that you can use or you can edit in for this particular project. Whenever you add a transition, iMovie will automatically put the length of that transition or the duration of it to 1 second. So if you want to make this slower or faster, you can do it over here, but you can also double click here, enter the duration and click on apply to all. So let's go back here. Now you can also select the length of the clip's duration. So this is usually for the titles, and if you want a shorter title length or title duration, then you can edit over here. And whenever you put a picture or a photo into your iMovie project, you can also select the default effect to use. and iMovie has 3 effects: Ken Burns, Crop to Fit, and Crop to Fill and Fit. I normally don't bother with this as much because this can always be edited for the individual titles and for the individual photos. So one interesting thing here is that once you have created a movie or a trailer with a particular theme, you can always change the theme. Just click on this icon here, and now you can apply a very different theme. Select the theme and click on change. And now you are using the travel theme. So what does that mean? Okay, so when you go to transitions now, and you can see that you have a very different transition here that was not here before, and this is only for the travel theme. And you can easily use this transition for your existing project. So you can just click on the transition, drag it to the position that you want, and it will replace the current transition. So let's look at it now. So basically, any transition or effect that you see in the default themes in your iMovie, you can have access to it. It's just not very straightforward. So now let's go back to the project again and click on settings, and again I can select any of the other themes here. Let's select something like film strip, change. Now again I have access to different transitions of film strip that simply wasn't here before when I was working with a different theme. And I also have access to different titles, and the transition that I used here before from a different theme is still here. So as I said, you can have access to all the transitions and all the themes used within iMovie. However, it does not all appear under the titles and transitions. You have to switch between themes to get to the one that you really want to use. Now, if you go back to this event, click on settings, and if you enable automatic content again, well, let's see what happens. So the transitions that I have used are still in place. Okay. However, as with any project that is using automatic content from iMovie, all the restrictions are back in place. So I can't delete the ending title, and I can't delete the opening title, for example. But of course, now you know that although those restrictions are there, you can very easily just turn off automatic content, and you can have access to any of the transitions that you see. Even though you started with a different theme, but you can always tap into many aspects of all the other themes. Now, this is a superpower tip that you will not find in any other iMovie video or tutorial. So I hope that it has helped you a lot. In the next video, I'm going to explain about how to use trailers. So trailers are much more complicated to use because if you've watched any movie trailer, you'll realize that trailers have to be short, have to be fast-paced, have to be very concise, and also very compact. With a movie, you have the flexibility to go at your own pace, but with trailers, it gets a bit more complicated. So I recommend that you try creating your own movie first as a project in iMovie before you start messing around with trailers.